Welcome back to Smeagolow's Test World. No idea what episode this is, but anyway. So, just want to show, like, pixel art. This is pretty cool. Definitely in Minecraft. It's like Minecraft is made for pixel art. It's got so much block choices. You can pretty much make any kind of pixel art in Minecraft. I've done, like, Super Mario, or, like Mario pixel art for our minigames map. Like, ancient history right now. But I made like a green shell and a mushroom for the Rainbow Road Mario Kart track, which is pretty cool to have as pixel art. But if anyone knows what game this is from, then be sure to post in the comments. It's kind of hard to recognize, but I'll give you the hint. I'm playing it right now. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. This is about These are. It was me testing out FallingSand entities because I wanted a drip drop effect for something I'm working on. But this is the water, but water is invisible when it's falling in a FallingSand entity. I should probably just do this real quick there. So it just breaks on that. But yeah, water doesn't show up as a FallingSand entity, which was disappointing. But blue stained glass as a FallingSand entity basically looks like water. It just doesn't have the some of the texture that water has that it used to have as a FallingSand entity. So yeah, water's invisible. It's there, you just can't see it. But also I kind of want to show like how to get certain blocks in the FallingSand entity form, because it did change in 1.8. You have to type in this block specification. Minecraft stained glass, because of the new or their integration of whatever to actually needing the name of the block instead of just this numerical ID. And you, for the damage value to make it a blue stained glass, you just type in data 11, which is blue, time 1, because it needs that for some reason, and drop item to 0, so that every time it breaks itself on the cobblestone slab, it's not going to drop a stained glass block, which gets kind of piles up some entities that are unnecessary. But yeah, that's for the FallingSand entity stuff. Something I want to mention. You can see Thunderbone's particles from way back here, which is really cool, because unless a certain thing is specified, you won't see the particles until you're within 16 blocks. You have to force the particles, which I think is a good addition, so that, if you want to, like, some cool particle aesthetic effect, the player doesn't have to be within 16 blocks to be able to see it. But you also want to keep in mind that it is probably going to lag a lot if you have too many particles going on. I didn't force this guy's particles because this guy's just my, continuous pain in the neck trying to figure out how to make these particles orange. I could just, use a different block like a red sandstone to make orange particles, but I want it to be just wool to make it consistent, and so that I can do like yellow, purple, and all that stuff without having to find, like the closest colored block and just faking it with that. Like, I've mentioned this in like 4 or 5 Test World episodes now, but for some reason you can't make this orange like you used to, and I'm not sure if there's a way you can actually make it orange now at all. So that's annoying. But onwards to the the biggest thing I want to show in this Test World episode. Not really big, but the most Test World-ish thing. So yeah, you can see there's barriers here. It's a barrier maze, but as you walk through it, the barriers turn to bedrock. And like if you jump, that turns to bedrock. There is a ceiling up high, and yeah, as you go through, you just kind of have to guess which ways to go. It's kind of tricky this way. So I just thought this was kind of cute. Let's see if I can find my way out. It's a bit more of a challenge than just a simple maze, I think, if you don't tackle it with some strategy. Like, you can place a torch, like, down, and then you can see, like, where you've been and where you need to go, which is kind of cool, and it's not something you can do with a maze that's just solid blocks. And yeah, it just turns them all to barriers, and cool thing about this is that it only turns barriers and bedrocks in this maze area, which is like these 4 chunks basically, and it doesn't affect any other bedrock or barriers in the map basically. So first of all, you have to, this is the clock, of course. So this is the command that that basically is constantly trying to turn all the, wait a second. Yeah, turn all the bedrock, wait a second. Let me just get this fill. Okay, so yeah, you're basically filling all the bedrocks in the space with barriers, or trying to. But since this command block is in this direction, or since this command block, and let me press F3, since this command block is more in the positive X direction, this command block is triggered first. And this command block is the one that turns all the barriers that are within 2 blocks around you, I think, into bedrock. And this thing I'll talk about a bit. But yeah, this is using x equals blah blah blah. That's basically the lowest negative corner to set the base for the volume, or the corner for the start of the volume. And this determines the volume, and it's an execute command at E. Notice the at E, not at all, or at A, so that this actually works with like zombies and stuff walking through the maze, which is really cool. But yeah, it also I did this so that a player can't like leave a trail of breadcrumbs almost to to like do that with items. I wanted to do with XP orbs as well, but I think you can only specify like one exception. So I decided items because with XP orbs you can easily get rid of them by just standing there, and you can't like throw them down without XP bottles or something. So yeah, so this works with any entity except items basically. So if I kill the zombie and he drops his XP, the XP is gonna still make the things turn to bedrock, but as soon as I pick up the XP, they'll turn back to normal, and with items, it doesn't do that. So yeah, I think it's pretty balanced, I guess. And I know a lot of people don't like mazes, but I wouldn't make this a very long maze, like Fear, that'd be ridiculous. But anyway, it's just, like a concept. Pretty cool, though. So something I like to watch is like a spawn a villager, and the villager activates it, of course. Let's just replace this. I can just place bedrock and turn instantly to barrier. Okay, so the villager's in there somewhere, and the zombie actually knows where he is, because zombies can solve mazes with their increased follow distance and mob AI tracking. So what I could do is like give the player like a zombie spawn egg, and then put a villager at like the end of the maze. And so the player could like follow the zombies and see where to go by watching them through the barriers and like note where to go. I think this just it'd be hilarious to actually utilize that kind of mechanic into making a maze. Ooh, it looks like that one is just outside of the radius. Yeah, this is just a test thing. I haven't really optimized it or made sure it works 100%, but that's just like outside the radius of the trying to turn things into barriers. Okay, something I haven't tried yet is throwing a bat in here and see what happens. See, because yeah, any entity should work, even like arrows. So you can like shoot an arrow actually and use those as breadcrumbs. Use my thunder arrows. Yeah, you can use arrows as breadcrumbs, but of course you would pick them up and be like wasteful of arrows and durability. So it's not like a free breadcrumb, I guess. So yeah, the bat's just flying around there. It's so funny. So yeah, this is just an idea for a maze. I might want, I could make the corridors like 2 or 3 wide, and with the same concept, and then maybe increase the radius around the player. That might be better. So yeah, like I said, this is kind of just a testing of the concept, like proof of concept, basically. So I just thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, that's about it for this test world. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.